I think I'm pretty qualified to talk about this topic. We are talking about how to buy your first investment property. Stay tuned to the very end because I assure you, you're going to learn more things than just your average video. Not only that, I'm going to be doing it live with you exactly how to buy your first investment property. First thing we're going to be talking about is financing. Now there's a couple types of financing that people get into, and I really want to make it very simple for you. The most common is typical bank financing. 3.5% down FHA loans where you can buy a multifamily property, 2 to 4 units. You can do a 15% down conventional loan for 2 families, and then you can, for 3 and 4 family properties, you can do a 25% down conventional mortgage through a regular bank. So that's very normal, very typical, and I've done that before. Matter of fact, we're actually recording this video in one of my multifamilies that I bought with a 3.5% down FHA loan. The next type is hard money. Now, I use a lot of hard money to buy my deals, which means that you're going to lower your down payment on average when I buy bigger deals. I don't have to do 25% down. Typically, I'm paying anywhere between 5% and 15% for hard money. It's just the type of deals that I'm structuring. Hard money, it's very similar to bank financing, except you don't have to deal with all the documents and the background checks, the credit checks. They don't really care about you, they care about the property. Obviously, you can pay cash when you're buying a property. I never recommend buying cash. I think leverage, this is good debt, everybody, right? If you're buying an asset that produces cash flow, you can use leverage because that is good debt. That means that's debt that creates income. Bad debt is like credit card debt, which costs you money every single month. Seller financing is another option where you can be looking into deals where the seller owns the property free and clear, and then they're willing to be the bank, and then they're willing to give you a loan and basically have you pay them back in installments based off of a interest rate that you can dictate. Next step is finding the deal, which I'm going to do with you live, and then the third step is going to be running the numbers, which again I'm going to do with you live. So finding the deal, again, you can call your friendly investor-friendly real estate agent, people who should know the business strictly on the investment side. And when you're dealing with a realtor, just realize most real estate agents have not bought an investment property, and that's okay. But if you're looking to buy your first investment property, and if you are a realtor now, which a lot of you are, again, this video is going to be awesome for you. But if you're not a real estate agent, just know that if you're going to be calling a realtor and they don't own any real estate investments, you got to be careful what questions you're going to be asking them because you don't want to take advice from somebody who hasn't done what you're looking to do. Anyways, make sure you talk to an investor-friendly realtor. Ask them questions. Don't be afraid to say how many investments do you, or how many rental properties do you have. It's okay. How many flips have you had if you're trying to do flips, right? Like they need to know this so that they can run through the deal with you, right? We're going to do Zillow because Zillow is another good place to find some deals. And then you can do driving for dollars. I do this all the time. Basically what driving for dollars is while I'm driving around, if I see beat up properties that grass is really high, you see a bunch of mail at the front door, the house looks kind of abandoned, you see a car in the driveway with a flat tire, nothing's really been moved for a long time. Ever seen those kind of properties? I'm sure you have. If you haven't, you can start looking for them. But this is a good way to find some deals. Literally find a property, 123 Main Street, wherever, and you literally go to TruePeopleSearch.com and you just type in the information. And you literally can I've done this before where I just do reverse address where I type in the main, 123 Main Street, and then it will literally bring up who the owner of the property is. If you're driving for dollars, you find a good deal, you can just look them up. Pretty awesome way of doing that. Now, we're going to dive into Zillow really fast because this is a really underutilized tool that everyone has access to. What I want to run numbers on, or what we're going to be looking for today, is specifically multifamily property. All I'm going to do here is I'm going to click on buy. So I open up the map. I'm going to draw a little circle around my county. We are going to narrow this down to only multifamilies because this is literally every type of property. For this example, I'm going to do a 2 to 4 unit. This way you can definitely make sure you can buy it. You can do a 3.5% down FHA. We're going to do normal bank financing on this deal. Let's just say that you're running numbers, right? So you find a 2-family house. This is a place called the Highlands in New Jersey. 2-family property. 1 unit is a 3-bedroom, 1 bath. The other side is a 2-bedroom, 1 bath. Let's just say that this is $400,000, just for number's sake to make this really easy. Very simple stuff, guys. Top one is purchase price. So the top one is $400,000. We're just going to put in for $400,000 just for quick numbers' sake. The square footage on this one was just shy of 2,000. I think it was on here 1,707. So let's put 1,707 here. Current rents on this one. If a 1-bedroom is marketed at $1,950, I'm going to take some money off and just say that I can get easily $1,800 for a 2-bedroom. And then for a 3-bedroom, I'm sure I can get low 2s, right? So let's say $2,200. So $1,800 for the 2-bed and $2,200 is the new number we're going to do. That means $4,000 a month total. Now listen, you're going to live in one of the units. if you're buying it as a 3.5% on FHA. If you're running numbers for a regular deal where you're not going to live in any of the properties, you can do it as a full $4,000. If you're going to live in one of the units, it'll be $1,800 or $2,200 because you're not going to have the other rental income. So let's just say that the current rent on this is $1,800 because the other unit is vacant, it's not rented. The down payment, now listen, this is off of 25% down. You're going to put $100,000 down. So let's just say that both units are rented. That means it's going to bring in $4,000 a month, which is the current rent roll, which means you just do $4,000 a month times 12, which comes to $48,000. Now, the property, I tried to fill it in already, so the property taxes are only $6,000. The insurance, this is normal property insurance. In my area, it's about $1,500 to $1,800 for a two-family. Yes, you can get a little bit cheaper. I like to be on a cautious side and get, typically, I'm going to be paying about $1,600 for most of the policies that I have for two families, but I'll say $1,800 to be conservative. CapEx, capital expenditures, how much money you're going to spend on renovating the property. Typically, 10% is very conservative, so you can do 10%. Vacancy rates, 5%. I mean, listen, for two families, I would probably even bump this up to 10%. Utilities, I know on this property, so let's just say the utilities are going to cost you about $250 a month for whatever it is on this property. I know it's actually going to be a little bit less. Let's just say it's only about $1,800 because everything's separately metered, so you're only paying about $150 a month total for like water, sewer, and all that little stuff. So anyways, your total expenditures on this property is $23,040, right? So this is the total expenses on the property. Everything here totaled up. Based off of current income minus your expenses, including debt service. That means every year, being very conservative, you're going to make $4,704 a year on your money. And honestly, I think we could even do this deal for 15%. So let's run the deal at 15%. Normal conventional financing, two-family properties, you can get 15% down. So that's $60,000 bucks. So that means your income every year on your $60,000 investment is only going to be $3,564 based on your income. Now, here's the thing. I know that sounds like not that great, not that exciting, because why would you want to make, that's not even $300 a month. But what I want to show you is this. This is what's cool. If, hypothetically, we can get these units to pump out the new income, right, the pro forma income, what I know for a fact this market can pull off, right, based on the numbers that we quickly ran on Zillow, we can get the income from $43,000 to the pro forma numbers. Watch how much this changes. I get to $12,684 a year. So that's about $1,000 a month, which means you're making $500 per unit per month cash flow, and you're being ultra conservative based on vacancies and CapEx, right, which basically means like, hey, basic borderline worst case scenarios. Now, don't get me wrong, other major things can come up, but because every investment's not perfect. But you're taking pretty heavy precautions here with decent risk, being pretty risk averse, right? You're still going to make $12,500 a year. Now, again, this is not going to happen year one. You're probably going to be closer to year one at a couple $1,000 bucks. But year two, it'll go up. Year three, it'll go up. Year four, I mean, my goal here is that once I get to $12,500 a year, I'm going to be able to, quote unquote, refinance my property. Okay, and hopefully the income, or the value of the property is going to be higher, which is going to be awesome. And I go to the bank and I can refinance this property and I can pull most of my $60K out. What I want to show you and have you all understand is that the deal can be found at any time. Like, you literally can go through Zillow at any time, which again, if this deal didn't make sense, let's just say, we penciled out the deal and it only was going to bring in the $3,000, right? To be honest, if this doesn't excite you, that's fine. Don't buy the deal. It's perfectly okay. Right, so what you could do is that you can keep looking through all I do all day long is I'm on Zillow. I have a lot of auto searches on the MLS that I've created as a real estate agent. So that anytime a property comes up, I get notified. I get an email. So I get to look at all the, I literally just sit on Zillow. What I'm trying to teach you guys is it doesn't have to be complicated. I found this deal on Zillow. I must have walked and ran numbers on thousands of properties. Thousands before I bought my first deal. And I'm telling you, when the deals were pretty decent, I should have just bought the deal. Don't make this complicated. If you can get anywhere above 15%, or you're going to have your own numbers, but if you can get above 15%, that's pretty good. The stock market's blowing up. All these things are blowing up. Everything's all over the place. Real estate, to me, is consistent. The rental rates are going up consistently. The values of properties are really not going to go anywhere anytime soon because there's such low inventory. Take a moment. Run the numbers. Comment down below if you need help on a deal. DM me. Let's do some business together. I'd love to help you run some numbers. And other than that, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Take care.